is Karen for Online Healing Community. Welcome to Creating Space. Today we're going to talk with Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator from Lebanon, Junaline Moussi, and we're going to talk about Access Consciousness Foundation and what it can create for you. Hi,
Well,
Rockstar!
hi, rock star. Welcome. Welcome,
Yeah.
Karen. Welcome. Thank you very much for
Welcome
having me again.
forward. Yeah, welcome
Yes.
forward. I just saw your poster where you're going to do a world, it looks like a world tour. Well, and it is a world tour. And I saw you're
Mhm.
going to different countries this
Yep.
October and November.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
And she's going to the Philippines really, really soon, this November too.
And
But for yeah. Junaline, but
yes.
first, can we ground the discussion? Can you tell people what is Access Consciousness Foundation class?
What is Access Consciousness Foundation class? Well, it is actually the foundation of Access Consciousness tools. It's all the tools. It's like I would say the beginners class. The bars is like your beginner. In a way, actually, the bars is your foundation class because it's the first
Mhm.
thing that you'll experience what access consciousness energy is about. And then if you want to upgrade, you take the foundation class. And in the foundation class, it's like a 4-day intensive in-depth study of the tools of access consciousness, the questions, a lot of verbal processes, and also a couple of or three body processes that you will learn. So basically, these are different topics. The foundation class has different topics that like you get to explore in those 4 days. Topics related to relationships or money or business or creativity,
Mhm.
energy.
Alright.
What is there? What is this? Entities,
Okay.
the earth. So basically, all areas of your life and
Right.
everything about the mysteries of the universe that probably you already know but haven't acknowledged. It's in the foundation class. Yeah, it's really the
Wow.
foundation, and most people will say that it's either really really new for them or it's something that they've always known
Mhm.
and just forgotten.
Yeah. And they
Yeah.
say it's called the foundation because it breaks apart the foundation of your current reality and allows you to build a new one. May I ask you what limitation was shattered in your world was shattered by your first foundation class? Of course that was many years ago.
Yeah, my first foundation clamps, I'm trying to remember what limitation was shattered was the limitation of like ah the judgment of me, like the
Mhm.
wrongness, yeah, like everything that I did was not good enough for me or I thought was not good enough for others. It's because I judged myself so much for that. Like I could never uh, keep up with whatever I was striving for, perfection or being accepted or being validated. So that was a reality I lived in before. It's like I did not know any better. And that always had to, like you finding the wrongness of you because, yes, you needed to be validated in order to know that, oh my God, I'm doing right. I'm actually not wrong. Things like that. So my first foundation class, it's not like something specific, but something happened after the foundation class. During the foundation class, you're already like, things are changing, but it's not like after months or even year or years that you notice that's like, wow, I'm different. I'm not functioning the same as before. Yeah.
I just took the Global Foundation this year. That was
Yeah.
February with Dane
Mm.
and Gary. And then I remember they said that you have to bookmark 6 months from the foundation. Like 6 months and then see how your life changed from
O-
your first foundation class to 6 months after the foundation.
okay.
Hi
And
Zai.
hi
And
Zai.
And of course I was thinking of a positive change in my in my space, but it turned out like I have a huge failure sometime after 6 months, but that failure actually helped me reinvent a lot of things because of that. And I was thinking, oh, like you said, sometimes change is uncomfortable. And who said change is comfortable, right?
And
But it
actually,
gives
change, yeah, yeah, change is always uncomfortable. Can be comfortable, it can be uncomfortable, but it's, what was I going to say about yeah, like the bookmarking of the 6 months of change. It's because you're in the process of change, you don't realize that you are until you've actually seen, oh my god, 6 months later I've done this. And even what you've decided is a failure, what if it's not a failure actually? What you know, you see, like we think something is a failure, we've decided something is a failure, we've judged it as a failure, but what if it's, what is the beautiful energy underneath all of that, that thing that you're calling a failure? And what if it's not, what's the joy in it
right.
actually?
What the failure helped me with was it allowed me to look at myself more and introspect more and change a lot of things really. And so I felt more integrated because of that thing, which I thought was a failure, but in the
Yeah,
bigger scheme of things was actually just a redirection.
that's right, that's a good one. It's a redirection, it's like a redirection, and it's just like if you look at it in a different perspective, from a different perspective and different point of view. Yes, what if it's not, you know, you've already decided it's a failure because you had an expectation about it, right?
Right.
Yeah, like the yeah, like an expectation or a projection of how it's supposed to be, but it didn't turn out the way that way because, you know, life and change happens in a different way most of the time. Never
True.
shows up the way you think it will or it does. Yeah.
Yeah. And you said that one of the things that was shattered in your reality was the not good enough mentality. So, what does it look like 6 months or a year after for you?
Well, well, it's not me actually. My husband noticed that I started changing, like my confidence about myself kind of like opened up, or I step up into more of me. It was just the way maybe I spoke, or the way I was dealing with people, or the way I was, yeah, like it wasn't specific, but he said like you're changing and you're becoming more confident. And maybe it's probably like owning my space, owning it. So I started like that. It's like, wow. And you know, like all the insecurities coming from being the need to be validated was slowly falling away, falling away, apart, falling away, peeling away.
Mm, right, right. And
Yeah, and
and I
it's like
know,
just like you notice. I just noticed like, okay, it's ah becoming more of me, or becoming more confident. Oh, actually, I said that without point of view, or like even things that used to trigger me, or what people would say would trigger me, that was losing its charge too. You know, that's actually one of the
right,
things I noticed after having taken foundation class, and then of course, you know, getting the bars run, and you know, things like that. Yeah, things are changing.
interesting. And I also know for a fact that you're one of the first people, and you're the one who really brought access consciousness in the Middle East.
Well, yeah, actually, you know what? Thank you for telling me that. One person from Saudi Arabia acknowledged that.
Mhm.
I never acknowledged that about myself. Yeah, because I'll tell you a story. Like like in 2013 or something like this. You know, like I was doing another modality. It's theta healing, and I discovered access bars through a theta healing instructor like me myself. So I got, you know, I became very interested in that. I took a session, and then I took the class. You know, took the foundation. I traveled out of Lebanon to take that. I went to France. It was like, it's very interesting. I didn't even know what it was. There's something about the foundation that called me that was like, okay, I want to take this. I want to learn the bars. You know, that's all. That's it. I did not and like know anything. You know, now people are telling you what is the foundation about. Nobody told me what the foundation was about. I just knew that I had to take it. And when I took it, my teacher at that time suggested that me and my husband would be the first facilitators in Lebanon, to teach the bars. And we're like, okay, why not? We didn't think much about it. We came back to Lebanon a few months later. We taught it. And that was it, really. That was it. The first access bars in Lebanon in 2014 or 15, something like that. And at the same time, I created the group, the Access Consciousness Lebanon and Middle East. And I don't know what was in my mind, but I put Lebanon in the Middle East. And I knew for a fact at that time in 2014, nobody was doing access consciousness in the Middle East. Yeah, because I was like, okay, somebody from Saudi or Dubai and I knew that. I knew that there was no one doing that yet. And I started like connecting with people because I became a CF the year after. It was just very, very fast. And in my CF training in Venice, I told Dane, I introduced myself to Dane, like I'm from Lebanon. I always say I'm from Lebanon. People think I'm Lebanese, but I'm from Lebanon. It's like, oh my God, wow. And it was like for them, it was a big deal that somebody in the Middle East is going to be a CF. I didn't make a big deal about it. It was like just something I wanted to do. But Dane kind of like made it a thing. It's like, oh my God, that somebody was giving bars in Syria and la la la. And so that was that. Okay. And many years later, I taught the first bars class in Jordan in 2016. Nobody was doing it there at that time. Suddenly, in 2018, they invited me to teach foundation in Kuwait. There's still not many people doing access. And then, before you knew it, in 2019, there's like CFs now everywhere in the Middle East. That's when I knew. I'm like, oh wow, it's spreading. Recently, I went to my training in Italy, and one of the CFs or certified facilitator from Saudi Arabia, she's like, "Oh my God, you're Junaline. Like I heard about access from you from someone else a long, long time ago." I'm like, "Really?" So she's like, "You brought access to Lebanon." I'm like, "Yes, I taught it there. We were the first teachers, I guess." And it's like, yeah, because nobody was doing it in Saudi, and I heard about you from a Lebanese, maybe your student, and then I wanted to learn it in Saudi, but nobody was doing it in Saudi, so she went to America to learn the bars, and so I was like, yeah, wow. And people actually say that. I mean, people here in Lebanon say that. My students say, and they know that yeah, I was the first one. But I don't really make a big deal about it. I'm just acknowledging it. It's like, well, a lot of people would say, "Oh, I'm the first, whatever, this of something." Who cares? I know, it's like I acknowledge that I brought it, so I'm contributing, and it's really fun. Like when people acknowledge that, recognize that, and so my and how in Access we are actually taught to really acknowledge what you create, so you have more of it.
You're
Yeah.
and acknowledge
So
your greatness. Like it's not
yeah.
there. It's not visible. It's not in your space at all. But listening to you, you created the space for access consciousness because of your choice to fly to France and take the foundation.
Yeah, and actually, and yeah, I liked what do you call this? People say I'm a trailblazer. I always start something. I initiate things here in this country and wherever I am. Now actually I'm the first 3-day body class in the Middle East, from the Middle East, or yeah, first 3-day body class facilitator, I should say. So yeah, how does get any better than that? But it's like, and maybe the first Filipino.
And you are the first Filipino access consciousness facilitator.
Yes, I'm the
And we
first
were talking about
Filipino.
that. And we're
I
thinking,
forgot
who's
about
the
that. I'm
first
also Filipino.
Filipino? You are the first Filipino too. And because you chose that, it's easier for us to choose that too.
Yes.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but because you chose that path, and now it's easier for you to guide all of us who also want to take that path.
How does it get any better than that? And really, like I love to inspire and be inspired by all of you. Like whatever people are choosing, it's great. It's great. Everything is a contribution. Oh my God, this is so funny to look at it. There's the first Filipino access
It is, it is. Because seriously, there's
Yes, I am.
no. in the Philippines, there's no access consciousness facilitator yet. And I was looking at it, and it's so surprising that you finish it in 1 year. Because I look at the list of classes for I don't know how long it will take for me to finish all of
You
the
know,
required
well,
classes.
no, at that time it was was simpler and easier. Nowadays they double the requirements.
So yeah, thank you so much for choosing that. And June and I, we've been talking, and our question is that what will it take for us to be access consciousness facilitators as well? And I really feel that you coming over to we're just asking that question, like you said, tap your awareness. And it's so interesting that you're choosing Manila because we're asking that question, like, what will it take for us? Because foundation is a step for us to level up in terms of skill,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Foundation, it's the foundation. You're welcome, Nancy. Salamat daw.
Yeah. Salamat, Nancy.
Yeah, no, I really love actually Access, and I'm like I trained as a life coach. I trained as a teacher before being a life coach. So I really love empowering people and helping people and teaching and coaching and facilitating. So Access Consciousness has all these wonderful magical tools that like really pragmatic, dynamic, fast, and easy to implement whatever it is you're choosing it. So to facilitate that class is like it's really it's great. You have so much and you change your life by facilitating the class. You like forget changing people's lives. You change your own life because if you change, then you contribute to everyone else by the choice
That's
that you're
true.
making. Yeah, by the choice that you're making, empower people to know what they know, and that's what I love about Access. It's like you're not teaching them to do something. To actually, you actually teach them by asking questions and invite them for their knowing and their awareness. And so that's great. That's true. That's true empowerment. Like being aware, being totally aware of what are you aware of, what are truly you're aware of. So yeah, and it's great and I'm having fun with this journey. And as a CF also, I've specialized in other areas that for me are very inspiring. The first specialty class that I was really interested in before was actually talk the entities and write voice for you. My first year of being a CF, I wanted to, I like attended many classes of those.
Mhm.
So very interested. I attended live classes, I attended online classes back in the day, so I was, and then it was like until 3 years later that I decided to choose becoming that. And even being a 3 day body class facilitator, that's like a 3 year, like 3 years ago, I chose it. When I facilitated in Kuwait, and I just discovered my capacity with bodies, my energetic
Mhm.
healing capacity with bodies, and I'm like, okay, I wonder what would it take? And at that time, it seems so like, oh my God, like there's a lot of requirements to become a 3 day body class facilitators. If you think a CF has a lot of requirements, triple that with the 3 day body class facilitators. We have a lot of requirements because you have to be a CF before you become a 3 day body class facilitator. You have to teach all these body processes, single classes, 60
Before
of
you
them.
become a facilitator.
And many things. You have to, attend many classes. You attend three-day body classes from different facilitators. You have to attend an advanced body class. Da, 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 da. So many requirements. And but yes, you just choose it. I just kept choosing it. Before you know it, 3 years later, even during pandemic, I started giving. I was giving body process classes and foundation underground. Considering we have there's a crisis in Lebanon, it's like
Right.
nothing. It's actually, I would say, worse, and it's like really like the economy is really bad. But I did not let that stop me from creating and from giving classes in Lebanon. So if you really, if you really wanna change something and inspire, you can do it. Nothing can stop you. What would it take to outcreate this reality? You don't have to buy the reality that we're in.
Mm. I love that question. What will it take for you to outcreate this reality? What do you mean by
And yeah,
what do
yeah.
you mean by not buying into the reality that we're in?
not buying into the reality that you're in. It's like not being immersed into the collective consciousness, like everybody. For example, if the country or your family or your workplace has a particular belief system, like they believe, okay, let's say talk about money. Okay, the situation is so bad, the economy is this, and da, da, da,
Okay, I'm not sure
oh,
if that's
you're
my
back.
internet. Yeah, you're back. I can hear you.
Hello, are you there?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you, Junaline. You're talking about out creating your
Karen,
reality.
you're frozen. Is it me or is it
Sorry.
Karen?
I can hear you.
Is it me or you
I don't know. I'm sorry.
that got frozen? Me or you?
I'm so sorry, but I can hear you.
Ah, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, how does it get any better than this?
Yes.
And what can access consciousness create for you? Well, access consciousness is really like a set of tools, you know, tools that you can use for any area of your life. Tools in the form of questions, tools in the form of classes, tools in the form of body work, energy work, like access bars or access facelift. There's plenty, and there's also a lot of other classes related to different areas. Classes on business, classes on relationships, on money, on animals. The talk to the animals, and then also classes on entities, classes on showing up in life, the right voice for you, classes on uh, what else is there? Oh, you know, neurodivergent, people, community,
Yeah.
like X-Men. There's a class called the X-Men. So it's varied. It covers many areas, many topics. So whatever you choose, you can actually benefit from access consciousness, this big umbrella of tools and stuff. Personal development. It's an upgrade. Personal development, really.
Right, right.
Mhm.
And can you hear me now, Junaline?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Can you hear
Yay.
me?
Great, great. Yes, you're very clear. Like you said, it can access consciousness can help you in different facets of your life. But how about for foundation? So it's the same also with foundation. It can help with money, relationships, entities, and
Yeah,
relationships as
foundation.
well.
Yeah, absolutely. Foundation has all these topics that we talk about. Like I said, like all these areas, like you can get. We learn about financial awareness in that foundation. We learn about the basics of entities, about entities and talking to entities. We learn also like the 10 keys to total freedom, the elements of intimacy. So it's like relationships. Also, we get to talk about relationships. We get to talk about uh, energy and energy pools, energy flows, and all kinds of things like that, and
I
questions.
yeah,
How
I've
to use,
been yeah, questions.
yeah, how to formulate questions. And it's different to and also different every year. There's the core information, like let's say information in a foundation class. But every year, the foundation class is rewritten by Gary Douglas and Dane Here, the co-founders of Access Consciousness. What I mean by rewritten is like rewrite. It's like they upgrade it every year. Some things get taken out, and then some things remain. So when the energy does not read anymore for this particular topic, then that gets removed from the foundation manual. So so we have a foundation manual that's revised every year based on the global foundation information.
So that means it's
Yeah.
always updated. The information's always up to date.
Yeah, it's more than up to date. It's different. It's changing.
Right, right.
It's
I
new.
remember I
It's new.
remember right. I remember with Access Consciousness Foundation just this year. you actually play with numbers. And there's just one thing that I did. I asked for change and I just used a number. And within 24 hours, I received the change that I'm asking
Yes.
for. I was thinking, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this is so fast.
Yes. The tools of access are magic. They truly are. Everything. They are magic. If you use them, of course, they work. They truly
Yeah.
work and very fast. You don't think about it. Like actually the idea is to let go of your mind in in access consciousness, because if you're thinking, you're stinking.
Right, right. And like you said, follow your awareness. Like with this conversation, what I learned from you is really follow your awareness. Your awareness to go to a foundation class in France actually led to opening up of access consciousness in the Middle East. And who knows, probably open up more also here in the Philippines and in other parts of Asia that you'll be touring.
How does it get
So
any better than that? Yeah, like actually your choice creates, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Choice creates. That's it. Choice creates something.
Yes. Right,
Yeah,
right. And
without
what
thinking.
And what's nice that you made it concrete for us. Like one small choice to take a class somewhere in another part of the world created more, not just for you, but for the people, but for all your connections. And your connection is worldwide because you have connections in the Philippines, you have connections in Japan, you have connections in the Middle East. And so it's just so expansive looking at it now from the hindsight. Like of course you started at 2013, 2015, like 8, 10 years ago, but
Oh
it's
my
just
God,
so,
almost.
yeah,
Wow. Wow.
around 8 years ago. And it's just so interesting to see what you've created by just choosing.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. I'm acknowledging that. And yes, you have to acknowledge whatever you create so you receive more of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't acknowledge what you create and you invalidate what you create, you limit what is possible for you. Meme.
Yes, yes, yes. So acknowledge what you create, and acknowledging you really for making that choice, Junaline. And for everyone listening and watching, Junaline will be here in Manila this November. So
Three
invite
Line
them.
Manila.
Yes, and it's 7 days of change. Can you please invite
Yeah.
them to that, Junaline?
Yes, so you guys, if you would like something else, if you're looking for what else is possible in life, what else is possible that you haven't considered, is there anything else that you could choose? Is there anything else like is there anything else really? What else is there? So the foundation class is a class that invites you to explore what the infinite possibilities are for you in every area of your life. So if you're looking for something, like to deepen your study, or of being a bars practitioner, and what else is possible there. If you're looking to upgrade your life, any area of your life, and you just need to take a bars class, of course, then the foundation class is for you. It's the foundations. Like, think of it as like when you're building a house, you need a foundation, yeah, platform.
Yes.
Yeah. So we need all of that to start off from whatever we are gonna, jump off from. So that's the foundation class. And the prerequisite is an access bars class. So it helps. It really helps. I now understand why the access bars class is a prerequisite to this class. Yeah.
Right.
And in the four, so it's a foundation class is 4 days. Um, you get a manual, you get to learn many things there, and also you get to ask many questions. And it's like, also it's a free flowing class in a way. I am there to facilitate you. I am there to guide you with whatever questions you have. So it's actually your questions create the class. Your questions will create the class. So it's not like, oh my God, we have to go through this right now. Da, da, da. No, it's actually, you know, we follow the energy in a foundation class. In any class of access, we follow the energy. Whatever needs to be addressed right there, because that is actually what's creating the energy of the class.
Yeah.
And you get to see the tools in action right away.
Yeah. And it's really,
Yeah,
really
it's
fast.
very practical. Yeah. And you get to learn 3 body processes, hands on body processes in the foundation class. Yeah,
Mm.
extra aside from the bars that you already will have taken before the class. So yes, you get to learn. So actually, the second or the third day or the fourth day, we get to lie down on massage tables to learn three body processes. So that's the beauty of live class, because you are interacting with bodies, with another body. In an online class, which we did for 2 years, most of us just touch our own body or somebody else's, but it's like different when it's live together. So everybody's bodies are energetically contributing to one another, so it's really great with the live class. The live class energy is just great.
True.
It's
True.
live right there.
So hopefully, we'll see you this November 16 to 19. It's going to be in Manila. It's a 4-day class. If you want to upgrade your life, like what Junaline said, please come to the class. But if you want to stay the same, by all means, please don't go to the class. If you don't want to change anything with your life, then don't go.
It's
But if you
okay.
want,
Yeah, it's a choice.
yeah. But if you're choosing greater, if you're going to choose more for yourself, please go to the foundation class.
Yeah,
And
the
you don't
fun.
have to fly outside. You know what's really good for this foundation, because there's no one in the Philippines who's qualified to teach the foundation class. Is we don't have to fly out to Manila, or we don't have to fly out outside the Philippines to do the class.
Yes.
And for people in Asia, they can just go to the Philippines, and a lot of and or uh, just you can just fly to the Philippines. You don't have to go to Europe or to America, which is which is more expensive. So it's really really accessible. So it's not just for Philippines. For people near Asia who would like to take the foundation class, please come, and we'd love to
Yes,
have you.
yeah, I'm really like excited, like yeah, it would be so great. What a contribution to go to the Philippines. I'm very excited. Not just to be with my kababayans, but it's just so cool to be there again. So
Yeah,
I I'm hoping that I can spend a little bit more time maybe before, just so that not only for the classes, but for being in Philippines. Maybe I'll just be in Manila, or who knows, just around the area. But yeah, I look forward to being there again.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm really really
yeah.
excited.
Yeah, we're so excited to host you and to learn from you, Junaline. So,
Yes, I'm so happy.
any parting words for everybody listening now, or will be listening in the future?
Yeah.
Any
My
parting
final
words?
words.
Yes.
Any parting words is okay. Uh if okay, what was my parting words? Well, I would like to invite you to these classes that I'm facilitating in Philippines, in Manila particularly. So the foundation and the 3-day body class after that, which is another advanced class. But yes, the 7 days of change. What can we be, and what can we contribute and receive from one another with the 7 days of change? 7 days of change, it's just a start. You're not only gonna, it's not only like only there's only 7 days of change. No, it's actually the beginning of the change that you're asking for. If you're looking for something different, something new, something that, like, okay, shatter your reality, then I wonder if the foundation on the 7 days of change, including the body class, what can that contribute to you? So, if you knew not this, what could be possible? And if you're choosing it, and let tap into it, like just ask the question, if I choose this, what would my life be like now and in the future? What future am I creating by the choice that I'm making? That's all. It's a question.
Wow, that's nice. What future are you making with the choice that you're creating? And like what Junlin said, your choice creates. So what will you choose? Thank
Yeah,
you.
and we don't know it yet. We don't know what we will create, but you tap into it. If there's a lightness or a joy, follow that energy.
Right. Oh, follow joy. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Junaline. It was a beautiful conversation, and we'll see you
Thank
soon
you,
in
dear.
Manila. Bye for
Yes, we'll see you again. Bye for
bye for
now.
now,
Thank you.
everyone. See ya.
Thank you, everybody.